Alright, trading recap for the 2nd of November, 4.5 hour day. Could have been a lot more. Yeah, it's just the way it goes, whatever. So first I traded Ocugen. No news I could find, but it was about as in play as you could get in terms of Wall Street bets. I was really looking up for the 16.20 level, which I obviously got. So first it was a 2-minute 3-bar play right here, but it was straight into pre-market high, which I hate to take. So I took it, stopped out, took half size, I think stopped out again, and then when I saw it actually break the high of the day right here, I had an order sitting because then I knew it would work. It had screwed around so much, and I got a late fill, but I was fine with it. I don't know where my I don't know where my thing is, but it would have sat something like this. Then I got a partial, and then I took a 30% partial and stop loss break even the rest because I was looking for this. It bounced off 50 here, 1550. I was looking for this 1570, just didn't have it. Did its typical screw around, then I got in when it did 5-minute 3-bar play or something. Yeah, when it went above this, I got in, stop loss just underneath previous high of day. I kind of had to screw around with it for a bit because I had to screw around with it for a bit because it kept topping, and because it topped, I got long, came down, and tried again, and it looked like it was going to curl down, and it was doing a double top. And so I got out some of it, and then I added long. I was pretty sure it was going to go then. It was super slow here. Tape slowed down to nothing. Tiny partial, big partial, and it looked like it double topped. Tiny partial. I can't remember the size of these partials. I put my stop loss just under these wicks, and I found it kind of funny that of course I had to literally get bottom tick, and I couldn't get any on the whatever. These were token shares, so I got my level, I got 1615, and then the thing cratered, absolutely cratered. This thing respects levels really well. Like, look at that, 1187. But yeah, this is ugly in here, but it was just edging higher, and it just looked like it really wanted to. Ocugen, FSR. Then I traded FSR. FSR had Catalyst. I forget what it is. This is my trade log. Something. There you go. And it was just trending well, good volume, and it looked like it wanted more. And I really wanted this volume node up here at 18 something. 1827, like that's the only thing that has any volume, as I'm sure you can see. So when this thing on the 2-minute kept throwing bottoming tails like this, and it had done most of its ATR, I thought, okay, this is kind of, it isn't, but it's kind of a 2-minute 3-bar play, kind of a thrust. It's waited a long time in here, so I told myself if I got this 1735 level, kind of on a retest with my stop down here, I was pretty safe. So when it screwed around, I got out just underneath here, break even, which seemed to be the right move. I thought we'd see some screw around and then continuation. Then we kind of did that typical Wyckoff, like accumulation and then markup, and then this was like the first retest. This was like a 3-minute 3-bar play. I obviously got in late, but I said if I could get this like 1723 on the retest, I would get in. Deep stop right here at 1704. I could have had 1 hour partials, but I was looking for up here for it to retest the open, and all of that. And then what happened, I got a message from DOS, release notes, system notice, no, anyways, where was it? System notice, knowledge base, release notes. Anyway, I got a message from DOS saying that the routes are down, all of our routes are down. I'm like, well, so my stop loss didn't even work anymore. I talked to them. So I went to Interactive Brokers, and this is where I got out at 17.21. So basically break even, which it probably would have held because my stop loss is 17.04. This got to 17.03, but the spread probably would have opened up so that I wouldn't have been tagged. Yeah. So I was off doing something else at that time. Ocugen, FSR, Chegg. Traded Chegg. They had earnings, and this thing just, like, the tape was just pure puke right off the go. I wrote that it was a level 1 gap down. It canceled these 2 days. That this thing was just going to have a really bad day. So it did a 5-minute 3-bar play, 5-minute thrust. I got in late when I saw it, but I was fine with it. It was still within margin of error. It was just a couple cents. So first partial, and then I just thought this thing wasn't done. Another partial down here at 1, 2, 3R, and then I set my stop loss for the rest right above this candle. Of course, had to get taken out, which sucks because since then it's cratered to the actual level I was looking for, which was 32.30. So if I would have been just a little bit more lenient with this and had it up here, I could have gotten a wicked trade for that 32.30 level, which is I ultimately wanted. So this position is not open. It's just DOS doesn't know till the end of the day that I closed it on IB. What else? FCell had a catalyst, and I was looking at it long if I wanted to go, but I knew it had a raid expansion day yesterday, so it was very, very cool. It was just like letting it sit and shake out and do whatever. And of course, it absolutely just ruined anyone that was long it. This thing looked like it double bottomed on the daily. Like it just looked like it bottomed here, came up, bottomed here, so I was looking for it back up, which it's doing now. But I never could really get in. There was no real pattern here, and it was just too ugly. BP. Yeah, it had earnings, and it looked south, but by the time I wanted to catch it, 5 minutes, it looked like it wanted to curl down here. I said, no, I didn't like how it sucked in shorts here. I wasn't going to do it. And it had done most of ATR. FSR, I was looking at Under Armour. And this thing was just ugly. Just straight up chop fast. Just brutal. And it had no range. And I wrote that, no range. It would open way above R6, like it was so extended, it wasn't even funny. This thing had no range either. This Pfizer had earnings, had a massive node down here, so of course it had to go parabolic, test it, and then just go and then get to this volume node. So that's all I got. If I wouldn't have been stopped out some stupid places, I could have had probably a 6R day, but it is what it is.